guys, it's Channon Rose, and today I'm going to be telling you guys another haunted house story. Now this doesn't have to do with my haunted house that I used to live in. This actually has to do with a place called the Grand Island Mansion, which was the venue that I got married at. It was also one of the locations that I did a photo shoot at. Some kind of spooky things happened there, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in today's video. This video is a collaboration with Nicole Skyes. She's gorgeous. If you guys don't know who she is, you should definitely check out her channel. She's going to also be doing like a haunted house story. She has some amazing videos on her channel. She just did this awesome like Pinterest Halloween DIY treats video and the stuff looked really good. So I definitely recommend you guys go check out her channel. I'm going to leave that link down in the description box below. So this story has to do with a place called the Grand Island Mansion. Now to give you a little bit of background on the mansion, it's one of the largest estates in Northern California. It is a 24,000 square foot estate on the Delta, and it's gorgeous. It was built in the 1900s, and the man who built it used the mansion to entertain guests. He had a lot of really high profile guests that would come and visit the estate, presidents to famous actors. I mean, it was a really amazing place. It kind of reminds me of Hearst Castle. Now I found out about the Grand Island Mansion because I was doing some research and I wanted to find a really beautiful place to get married at, and we went and visited and we fell in love, and we ended up booking that venue for our wedding. When you book weddings, you book really far in advance. Well, I had gotten a phone call from my agent and I had gotten booked to do a photo shoot. And it turns out that the photo shoot was at the Grand Island Mansion, and I was so excited because I was like, oh my god, I'm getting married there. I get to go like check out the place and spend the day there. And we were there like all day. It was a really long shoot. During the day, the place is gorgeous, you guys. It's so beautiful and it's huge. Like you could get lost in that place. And it was really cool because I got to really see a lot of the places that people that get married there don't even get to see. You know, they opened a lot up for the photo shoot for us, so we were really lucky. And we were having so much fun just like exploring and checking out the, you know, the movie theater and the bowling alley and just like all these amazing places in this gorgeous home. Everything was going great, and then it started getting dark. And let me just tell you guys, when that place gets dark, it gets really creepy and kind of spooky. It's a really old home. There's lots of like creaks and like dark corners and dark rooms in the mansion like when it gets late at night. The best way that I know how to explain this place at night is that it just starts to get a little bit eerie when night falls. Thankfully at this photo shoot there were lots of people, so I wasn't as scared, you know, but because the place was so big, there were times when like I had to go up to a room to like change. There weren't very many people, so it started getting a little bit spookier. As I was there, I was vlogging because I was vlogging the shoot, and I'll actually leave the link down below of the photo shoot that we vlogged when we were there. Up to this point, nothing weird had happened, like nothing paranormal or like spooky or whatever. It was just like an eerie feeling. It was just kind of like weird. And then I remember I had one look that I was doing on the stairs. It was like the staircase in the mansion. There was tons of people, tons of different photographers taking pictures and videographers filming, and they had a fog machine that was like going up the stairs to make, you know, the videos and the pictures look really cool. And there was tons of different lights and flashes going off in my face, and I'm not even joking, you guys. Even though there were so many people there and so many lights on, I kept hearing like whispering coming from the top of the staircase. And so I kept looking up there, and I was like, you know, and like people are talking to me, they're like, okay, turn this way, like arch your back, do this, do that. And like I could not focus because I kept hearing these fucking weird ass like whispering noises coming from the top of the staircase. And it was really distracting me while I was trying to work. I kind of just tried to ignore it the best I could and keep like taking my pictures. And then it would stop and I was able to like, you know, focus again and concentrate. And I was like, man, I was just thinking to myself, man, that was some weird ass shit I was just hearing. Then it started again, except for it got a little bit louder. And so I had looked up, and it looked like there was like a shadow that had passed across the hallway. It was probably somebody working on the photo shoot that had like walked by and created a shadow, but it was just very spooky. It looked very weird. Like it didn't look like a person's shadow. It just looked like really creepy and very scary. And from that point on, I was pretty creeped out. That was the first thing that happened. Then you guys, nothing else weird happened, and we were there till like probably 2 o'clock in the morning. It was late, people were tired. We started packing up, and I had to get out of like these really expensive like wedding gowns and start just packing up my personal stuff to, you know, to go home. Everyone else was also packing up all the gear. Throughout the shoot, you know, we don't really get to eat very much because we're busy shooting. They had brought me up a plate of salad towards the end of the night for dinner. After I was done packing up all my stuff, I went to go bring my plate back down because it wasn't a paper plate. It was like a dish that they used from the mansion. So, and I knew like where the kitchen was. And they had like a big industrial kitchen. And so I was just gonna bring my, my plate back down to the kitchen. It started turning lights off in the mansion, and so it was getting dark. I had Travis take my suitcase down to the car because, it was really heavy and I didn't want to carry it. In my sweats, like, the day's done, my hair's up in a ponytail, I'm just like so tired and exhausted from the shoot day, and I just like want to go home. So instead of like leaving my plate up in the room, I just thought that would be rude. I wanted to like bring it back down to the kitchen. As I was walking down, like a lot of the lights were off and I was getting really scared. It was just like really eerie and creepy feeling, and I kept feeling like someone was behind me, and I kept looking and there was nobody there. And so as I got to the kitchen, I started to feel a little more comfortable because I could hear people in the kitchen. So I knew like there was probably people in there cleaning up. It was dark, but then like in another part of the kitchen there was a light on. I didn't want to go all the way inside, so I was just like, I'm just leaving my plate right here. Someone was just like, okay. And so I was like, okay. As I'm walking out of the mansion, there's somebody waiting there to shut the door behind me and like lock the house up for the night. And as I'm walking out, they're like shutting the door and they start locking it. And I'm like, there's still people in there. And they're like, no, I don't think so. I think you're the last one out. And I was like, no, there's still people in the kitchen. I just talked to them, the lights are on in there. Like, I think they're still cleaning up. And so he was like, okay. And the guy had gone in to like make sure that nobody else was in there. And he comes back out and he's like, there's nobody in there. And I was like, what? Yes, there was. Like, it creeped me out so much because I could hear people in there talking and there was a light on. I couldn't see like across the other part of the room, but like I heard people talking, and like I heard like dishes, like doing stuff in the kitchen, like they were making noise. Like I heard people in there, and he was like, there's nobody in there. That place is very haunted. And after he locked the door up and I realized I really was the last one in there, I was like so freaked out that I was like, Travis, just get in the car, go, go, go. And you guys, let me tell you, the best part about this is that for my wedding, I had to spend the night there, and I had already booked out all the rooms in the mansion to sleep there. You like rent out the mansion for the night. Oh, that'd be so cool to stay the night, have our wedding party, stay the night. Like that'll be so fun to like rent a mansion for the night. And so I had already booked that, and after that night, I was like, there's no way I'm sleeping there. We're calling and canceling. I had called the very next day and said, is there any way I can cancel spending the night there? Because I didn't tell them why. I just said I had changed my mind, and they were like, no, it's too late. You'll have to sleep there. And so I was like, oh my God. And I was so excited because it's so beautiful during the day, but it's so creepy at night. But this is the weird thing, you guys. The night of my wedding, this is like months later after the photo shoot. The night of my wedding, nothing weird happened. Like it was still eerie and kind of creepy, but like I didn't hear any whispering, like nothing weird happened. And I actually felt really comfortable that night there. So I don't know, it was really weird. And after that had happened to me, I had gotten on Yelp and I went and I read some of the reviews, and I'm not even lying, you guys. Other people have had like paranormal ghost experiences there when they spent the night. So you guys, if you don't believe me, go read the Yelp reviews. I'm not the only one that had like a crazy haunted experience there. The other thing is, when we were doing the photo shoot, the person that like runs the mansion, he doesn't own it, but he like runs it, he like manages it. He doesn't even sleep in that house at night. He sleeps on a boathouse. And so if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. That place was definitely haunted and pretty creepy. I'm also gonna leave the links down below for the night of my wedding if you guys wanna watch that at the Grand Island Mansion, and then also the photo shoot at the Haunted Mansion. And I even titled it like the Haunted Mansion after that night because I was like, that place is definitely haunted. So yeah, that was my haunted experience at the Grand Island Mansion. It was really creepy. If you haven't seen my other haunted house stories from my actual haunted house I lived in, I will also link those down below. Don't forget that this is a collab video, so please be sure to check out my friend Nicole Skyes video. Again, that will also be linked down below. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sending you guys all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's video. Mwah!
Happy Halloween. Leave now.